Now it is my honor and privilege to introduce Air Traffic Controller, Petty Officer 2nd Class, Robert Niehaus. Petty Officer Niehaus graduated from SFB RHS in 2016. He then joined the Navy in January 2020 and graduated first out of 1,017 recruits. He graduated with distinction from Air Traffic Control School and was assigned to the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. During his 3-year tour aboard the warship, he received 3 awards for his service, 2 of which are the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medals for the hands-on air traffic control of 5,141 approaches and arrested landings aboard the aircraft carrier and supervision of 21,326 mishap-free flight hours. He is currently working at the busiest facility in the Navy Air Traffic Control Station at the Naval Air Station Whidbey Island in northwest Washington State. He helps direct traffic for planes passing through Seattle or going to Canada and Alaska. In his spare time, he enjoys fishing, hunting, and exploring the outdoors and national parks with his wife, Bailey. Mr. Niehaus.
Set up here. I know you guys are flapped out, but you're going to clap more. So. Thank you, Braxton, for the warm introduction. Principal Tholen, distinguished Borgia faculty, students, and most important, my fellow veterans. It is a pleasure to be with you all today. As a novice speaker and speechwriter, I contemplated searching ChatGPT for Veterans Day speeches. I know the students aren't allowed to use it, so I guess I'll just speak from the heart. I must say what an absolute honor and a privilege it is to be invited back home to St. Francis Borgia. I was a bit lost when I first arrived here as a freshman. I had gotten in some trouble in middle school. Enough trouble to land me an interview with Borgia High School president, Mr. Winker-Gilly. At that time, he advised me that if I brought any trouble here, my stay would be short. I didn't know it then, but over the 4 years I spent here, I was able to recognize this man's good nature and support. I found in Mr. Winker-Gilly someone to look up to. Today, the Winker-Gilly Activity Center stands as a testament to his leadership and compassion to his many thousands of students. Since then, I have desired to be a good role model. I have searched for mentors with the qualities he exemplified. These include professionalism, integrity, and most importantly, care for others. I found those mentors here among the Borgia faculty. Many of those mentors stand before you today as your teachers. They were also mine. I would like to mention some great things I've heard about your principal. My youngest brother, Charlie, who graduated from Borgia last year, recently graduated from Army Boot Camp and is now an active member of the Missouri National Guard. I had a phone call with him recently while preparing what I would say to you all today. He told me that your principal was a key component and a major advocate for the NJROTC program. It was not the same when I was a student here. The NJROTC program is essential to building the next generation of military leaders and mentors. So, for Principal Tholen and retired Senior Chief Hernandez's support of the JROTC and future military members here at Borgia, please join me in a round of applause. Prior to my enlistment, I was a gymnastics coach. Some of the kids I taught are now sitting in the bleachers next to you. I hope I can continue to be an inspiration to them and to all of you. On my journey toward the American dream, I've learned that to be successful, you must challenge your limits. We frequently limit our vision for success by telling ourselves what we can't do. The key element to your future success will be persistence, faith, and some good old hard work. No matter what you do, be that schoolwork or sequencing 20 aircraft at a time to land on a carrier in the middle of the ocean, you must do your best. I believe the military is the best teacher to implement this school of thought. To back this up, I'm going to throw a few statistics at you. Veterans represent 7% of the U.S. population and 5.6% of the total labor force. That means that 80% of our current veterans are holding civilian jobs and still contributing. We are small in numbers, but mighty in our contributions to our country. Prior to 1973, the military had a mandatory draft for our service members. When one came of age and was drafted, it was the law to leave your family and job and serve in the military for a minimum of 2 years. I'd like to recognize all the veterans here today who answered that call when they were drafted. Please stand or raise your hand and be recognized. The rest of us volunteered to serve. If you volunteered to serve, please stand or raise your hand and be recognized. You guys are doing great on the class, by the way. Fellow veterans, I'm proud to be here with you. Your dedication to duty has allowed us to meet here today on free land. So, why tomorrow of all days to recognize you? Veterans Day, formerly known as Armistice Day, was originally set as a holiday to honor the end of World War I. World War I was thought to be the war to end all wars. Well, after World War II and the Korean War, the name of the holiday was changed from Armistice Day to Veterans Day to honor American veterans of all wars, past and ongoing. The people serving our country are the same red-blooded patriots we see sitting here today. It doesn't matter if you're a good old boy from Clover Bottom or someone who sips tea with their picky up from Chesterfield, we should all recognize that this country breeds patriots. One of the things that makes me love the Navy so much is knowing that at any time I can walk out on the airfield and touch an F-18. At my home in Washington State, those jets fly directly overhead while they practice carrier landings at a nearby airfield. There's nothing I like more than drilling some deer meat on my back porch and listening to the sound of freedom. As I remember my time here in Borgia, I can't help but think how great it is that this redneck from Missouri has had the opportunity to travel the world and serve my country. Now, when a military member serves, so does their family. Family support is critical to our morale and success. My aunt and uncle both helped mentor me during my time in the military, as they are both veterans themselves. To be honest, they helped me write this speech. The day I graduated boot camp, I had never seen my mother so proud. I had struggled repeatedly to make something of myself. Her happiness for me will continue to drive me forward. There's something to be said about keeping the stress from your parents by doing the right thing. I have been lucky enough to have a wife that is steadfast in her faith and true to our relationship. Had it not been for her, I'm certain I would have lost my mind with the events of my sea tour and the months following my return. When I lacked in faith and had no interest in a relationship with God, she would read passages from the Bible to me. When I returned home and was lost, she was patient, kind, and supportive. Military members need the support of our families. We would not be able to do what we do without you. To my mother and wife, I wouldn't be here today without you. Thank you. I love you. A day prior to my invitation to come and speak to you, I was informed that a young sailor from my deployment, who worked one compartment away from me, had taken his life. The toll that stress can take on our service members can sometimes feel insurmountable. Compartmentalization is a common skill among our service members, although it is not necessarily taught. During a one-month training operation off the coast of San Diego, our ship had a major mishap involving a helicopter. We lost 5 sailors that day. However, we were training for an upcoming deployment to the South China Sea. Preparing for a dangerous adversary does not stop when accidents happen. We still had pilots to keep safe. The operation was not complete. I struggled to picture anything but two folks in uniform showing up on each of their families' doorsteps. So did many others. We leaned on each other, and in the face of danger and hardship, we pressed on. Every single veteran and supporting family member in this room knows someone or knows of someone who has given their lives in dedication to their country. As fellow veterans, we share the experience of service and victory. We know and understand the price for freedom. I'd like to take a moment and recognize all the family members who have lost a loved one on active duty, known as our Gold Star families, and those families who currently have a relative on active duty, to please stand or raise your hand and be recognized for your love and support. JFK once said, "The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission." I challenge each and every one of you to find time to sit down with a veteran this weekend. Ask questions about their time in the military. Ask them about things they liked or did not like. Ask them about some of their funniest memories. Ask them about their hardest challenges. Ask them about some of the most impactful moments during their time of service. Then you will come away with a better understanding of what service and devotion to duty means to all of our veterans. Thank you.